Well, hello there. So we are at the city park again. Today is Monday when I'm filming, and I just got done filming 2 mystery boxes for the main channel. I did the ColourPop mystery box, and then I did a Sydney Grace. They had a mystery bag, and then they had like a grab bag, which both were amazing. So I literally just got done filming that, and I figured, you know what? Let me do my little walk right now. It's about 4 o'clock, I guess, because then I need to go grocery shopping. And I wanted to do my vlog and stuff, because, you know, get that done and over with. Then go grocery shopping, because if I would have went grocery shopping first, let's be real, I would have been too tired to do my walk and talk. I'm under that bridge. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys and tell you about my weekend. I had the best weekend, especially with my son, Izayah. He's my 18-year-old. Now, let me tell you what happened. You guys are gonna laugh. So, about a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half ago. All right, well, first of all, let me back up. So I live in Jersey. Now, Jersey started this new thing back in my time when I was 17 and got my license. What happened? You're 16, you get your permit, you have to have it for 6 months, and then at 17 or whenever you got your, you know what, I'm gonna walk this way for once first. Then you got your license, right? And then remember, you used to have your license like this, and then when you turned 21, then you were straight. And that's when you're able to smile. Now you're not even allowed to smile when you take your license picture. Anyway, so that's how it would work. You know, you could also do like driver's ed in school, and that would save you money off your insurance. So now it's different. So now, when you turn 16 and stuff, you have to actually pay, it was like $300 and something, because they have to have so many hours behind the wheel, but you have to pay for this. Once you complete the program, that little thing, okay, you get your permit, you have that, you know, until you turn 17 or whatever. And then now what they do in Jersey, I'm not sure if they do it all over. So you go and you take your driver's test and you get your license, right? But in the state of New Jersey, and it might be that we're everywhere, I'm not sure. But now I swear every time I hear a noise, I'm scared it's gonna be a snake. Now you get what you call a temporary license for a year. Even though you took your driver's test, you took the written, you took your driver's test, you took everything, you have this, it's a temporary license. And then once you have that for a year, then you go back up to motor vehicle and you get your permanent license. I don't understand, but that's how it works. Now, even if you don't have your own car, of course, everybody knows, in the state of New Jersey, when they're 14 and up, you have to tell them, everybody in your household, which I never understood, because at 14 here in Jersey, you know, you can't get your license, okay? I know like other states, like you can get a tractor license and different things, what is it, 15 or something like that. But anyway, so you have to let them know. And of course your insurance goes up. So what you can do to save money is do these, it's called defense driver test, okay? And you can take it every 5 years. And a lot of times you get like the one, you know, like the one that just got their license or whatever like that, to save some money because it's expensive. And so here's how it works. You can take the class, you have to pay for it, okay? And once you take the class, you can get 2 points. If you have points on your license for like speeding tickets or anything like that, you can automatically get 2 points deducted off of your, you know, your points. Or you take it, and for Jersey, you save 5% off your insurance for 5 years. So it's worth the money. So my husband says to Izayah, I signed you up for the defense driving class course, and it's 6 hours, and it's for the 20th, this past Saturday. And Izayah was like, oh, 6 hours. And I'm saying to Izayah, well, it's like a school day. You can do it. It's only 6 hours. It's one time. You take it once every 5 years and it'll save some money off the insurance, blah, 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 blah. Like I'm giving him this big whole thing, right? Then my husband goes, you ready for this? Well, I signed you up too. Talking to me. I said, me? I said, that's 6 hours. And Izayah starts to grinning, right? And I had to like watch what I said, because here I'm telling him, and I'm looking at my husband like, we'll deal with this later, you know? But I'm so glad. So the class was from 9 to 3. Now, mind you, it was an hour away, okay? Well, about 45, 50 minutes. And you had to be there at 8:45, you know, the sign in and stuff. So we had to leave the house by 7:30. That means I had to get up at 6. You know, drink my coffee, get ready, all that kind of stuff. And anyway, we just had the best time. Like, I'm so glad that we went. There's somebody coming by, so you know how I get. How you doing? So, anyway, we get there, right? And so, now let me tell you what I did not know. I have done this since I got my license, but I don't know if this is a new law or maybe you were never able to do it or what. So do you know how if you're going straight, okay, and it's a green light and you want to make a left and you have ongoing traffic, okay? Now, you know there's always that white line. So like if it turns red, you're not supposed to go past that white line, right? Or if you're at a stop sign, you have that white line, right? But if I'm like the first car, like in front, you know, and there's traffic coming and I always go past the white line to almost like the middle of the road. So that way, when I do get a break, I can turn. Or when the light turns orange or even red, I'm already out, I can turn, right? So I don't have to wait. And when Izayah's driving with me, he would say, you're not allowed to do that. Oh, there's a little boat. If you hear that little boat in the water. He would say, you can't do that. And I'm like, Izayah, yes, you can. Everybody does it. That way, if it turns red, you can still turn. I'm like, you are allowed to do it. I've never got a ticket for doing that. And he's like, no, you can't. Fine. You know, I know what I'm talking about. I've been driving for years. So, we get to class. And the guy starts talking about that. I am looking at my hair because my hair is natural curly. And I put like, all I do is spray like water and I go like this. And it's like, I don't know what the heck it's doing today. Anyway, you know, I digress. And so, so I'm sitting here, Izayah's right behind me. And the guy was talking about it and says, you know, that you're not allowed to do that, that you have to actually stop at that white line. And he goes, how many people go past the white line? Well, all the people were young, but me and another guy. And a woman who was from Virginia had came down. And, you know, all the older people, we went like this. All the kids didn't. He goes, well, you're not allowed to do that. And I said, well, what are you talking about? I was like, well, what if it's like a lot of ongoing traffic and you're waiting? He goes, well, if you have to wait to 3 lights until you can go, then that's what, because you can get a ticket. And I said, is this a new law? And he said, it's been like that for a while, you know. And I thought, I never knew that. So you pulling up, you can actually get a ticket. So here's Izayah in the back. I hear him. I told you so. And I didn't even look at it. And I'm thinking, you mother, right? Okay. This is where I like when I have to have the last word, or this is the kid in me. So now, I know in Jersey, other states, like I know North Carolina, and I only know this because when we were looking at another car, well, like Izayah's looking for a car. He wants the Honda Civic. And the guy that let us test drive, well, Izayah was driving. He was originally from North Carolina, and he just moved up to Jersey, like I think he said like a year ago. And so in Jersey, so if you're going to make a right, so there's a straight line, you know, where the light is, and there's a straight, you know, you're going straight, or you have to stop or whatever, or make a left. But if you're going to make a right-hand turn, you have to go on the side. So kind of like, you know, the side street, you know what I mean? On the side, and make that right turn, unless it says no turn on red, but you still have to go on the side, have your blinker on, so that the people that are going straight or left, you know, you're not in their way. Well, the guy in North Carolina was saying that, you know, he never knew that, because in North Carolina, you can't do that. You have to stay just in that one line. You know, you're not allowed to bear to the right. You know, if there's only one lane, you can't go to the shoulder of the road. So, like, he was shocked, you know, well, Jersey, you can do that. So I remember Izayah was driving my car, and I said, Izayah, we're making a right to go home. And I'm like, you got to get over. He's like, no, you're not allowed. And I was like, yes, you are. You have to go over if you're making a right, because the people that are going straight or whatever, you know, I was like, it's not fair to them. You have to bear to the right. So anyway, he would not do it. So then he told me his excuse was he didn't feel comfortable. Well, I understood that. I said, I understand you don't feel comfortable doing it yet, but you have to start doing that. So the guy, maybe an hour in talking, brings it up. And the guy goes, and you have to, in Jersey, you have to go to the right. So you have to go into the shoulder of the road, you know, when you're making a right. And I look back at Izayah with that smile. I go, I told you so. And he just looked down. But it was so funny. But it was like we were like having fun with it. You know what I mean? And it was just so fun. I'm so glad that we did it. But there were certain things I didn't know, like, because they made up like new laws. And I'm like, when they start changing the laws, how do you know? So here's the thing in Jersey. You can't, so Jersey, you have you have the front and the back license plate. I know certain states you only have to have in the back. Jersey, you have to have front and back. So anyway, you can't have anything covering, so your license plate. So even though New Jersey is showing, if on the bottom where the Garden State, if that is not showing all the way, you can get a ticket. So you have to, which I never knew that, because you can see where it says New Jersey. Okay. So certain things like that. So anyway, as we're driving home, you know, me and Izayah, every car we're like, oh, they can get a ticket. They can get a ticket. They can get a ticket. Because, I mean, it's so stupid. If you can clearly see what state, New Jersey, why do you have to see Garden State? Like, I don't understand. But we just had a good time. It was one of those days where, like, he never went on his cell phone, because I was driving. Of course, I couldn't get on mine. And I'm going to turn around because I don't want to go pick on the bridge and all that, you know. And you notice I don't really vlog as much. Like, when my kids are with me, I don't vlog and talk and do all that kind of stuff, you know. And he never like went on his phone. We just talked and talked. And then, so he says to me, now this is funny. Izayah is, first of all, he's the only kid that looks like me with the blue eyes and stuff, right? And Izayah was a lot like me. When I was his age, I was so embarrassed. I remember like 13, 14, 15. Remember when you, girls, when you were on your menstrual? And back then, at least 13, 14, 15, we didn't, you know, I just wore pads. I didn't know like tampons or none of that kind of stuff. You know, my grandma's rule is until you have sex, you don't wear tampons, you wear pads, you know? And so I remember they used to be real big, thick ones, right? And so, and you would get it at the grocery store. And so I remember my mom, we would go and I would make her put food and everything all around it, so that way nobody can see there were pads in there. I mean, so stupid, right? I mean, like, they would know it was for me. How do they know it wasn't for my mother? But I would get so embarrassed. My mom would go in the aisle. I would go in a different aisle, so if there was a guy in there, they wouldn't see me in the aisle, right? I was 19 with a baby. I had Tyler and his father. If we were at a store and I wanted to either get pads or tampons or whatever, and there was a guy at a register, I would make him go pay for it, because I would not go to him because I was embarrassed. It was like I was shy. So that's how I was. I am nothing like the person I am today. And Izayah's like that too. Izayah's very shy. I remember Izayah was like 10, 11 years old, and I used to have to knock on his friends' houses, you know, and for him to see if they want to come out and play. That's how shy he was, right? Okay, and it made like a dummy did it. Okay, well, a lot of times I knew their parents, you know what I mean? And I would say hi to the parents and all that stuff. Anyway, so Izayah says to me, Mom, I want to try cold coffee. Now, let me just tell you something. I do not like that frozen coffee, cold coffee, whatever it is. I don't like it. And so, look how pretty this is. Look, I know, it's my ADD that does that. Look at that. That's really pretty, the colors. And, what was I saying? Oh, and so I don't, my husband drinks that frozen coffee stuff. I don't like it. And I like coffee ice cream, but like regular, like coffee, maybe it's a mind thing. So he goes, Mom, I want to try those cold coffees, like those frozen coffees. And I'm like, well, all right, I don't know what to get, but whatever. And he's like, well, let's go to, this is after Saturday, after we did the course, you know, and then you get a little certificate and then you send it to your insurance and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So we looked, because we were like an hour away. So the closest was like a Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I had never even been to a Starbucks, but one time, and I was with one of my friends, and she placed an order for me because I didn't even know what to get. I've never been back to a Starbucks. So I don't know any of that stuff. I know, read me in the filth down below. I know. And so we go and we're looking, and it said cold brew, and then there's that, everything's pumpkin that's coming in. I know he doesn't like that stuff, so I know he wouldn't like that. Then there was like a macchiato. So I say, so he goes, Mom, don't ask me, because, you know, don't embarrass me, because I don't know what to say. You know, I'm like, well, come on, we'll go in, we'll both look stupid. So I go in, I say to the lady, I said, what is a macchiato? And she tells me what it is. And I said, okay, what's the cold brew frozen coffee? She said, well, that's a little bit stronger, has the espresso. So I look at Izayah, and I said, well, Izayah, I would get the macchiato then, because you can get that cold or hot. Of course, he wanted it cold. And I said, try that and see, you know, we'll go from there first. So he gets it. So then the lady says, do you want this, this, this? Then you can get caramel, macchiatos, pumpkin, mocha. And I said, all right, get him caramel. So then she goes, do you want sugar? So I look at Izayah. I was like, do you want sugar? And he froze. He was like, no. And I go, you don't want sugar? The lady goes, you don't want sugar? And he goes, no. So the lady says, okay. And then she goes to make it. And he goes, Mom? And I go, no. First I said, you don't want sugar in it? He goes, I froze. I said not to ask me any questions. You know, I get nervous. So I said, do you want sugar? He was like, yeah, I want sugar. So I go over to the lady and I'm like, can you add sugar to it? And she's laughing. She was like, okay. So then he gets it. We go in the car and he didn't stir it. So he drinks it. I was like, do you like it? He's like, I don't know. I was like, Izayah, take your straw and stir it around. So then he was like, oh yeah, now I do like it. He goes, I wish it was a little bit sweeter. And I said, well, now you know. You go and you say you want a caramel macchiato with extra sugar. I said, and you want it cold. And if that's too sweet, then you know next time not to get the extra sugar. I said, you don't know what you're going to like until you try these things, you know. Now that you know you like that, then you can go and try the cold brew, whatever the heck it is, with that foam that's on top, you know. That's what my husband gets. But it was just so fun. We just had a great time. And then on the way back, so I'm showing him my type of music in the 90s. And it's all that begging and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, do you like this music? And he's like, that's all right, you know. And I said, well, you know, like I was trying to explain to him, I said, well, this is like I was saying, like rap and stuff. We have like Queen Latifah, MC Light, like they didn't do all that cussing, Heavy D. You know, I said, you know, of course you had NWA and Tupac and all that type of stuff, you know. I was like, but, you know, I was like, now you can understand why that's a lot of the music, you know. Like why we feel the way that we do, because it's so different. So then he was like, and I said, well, I'll tell you what. If you're ever on camera with me, you better never say you don't like the 90s music or the 80s. I was like, because you'll get cussed out. And he was laughing. There's this guy here, and I don't know what he's doing, but he keeps looking. And then he sees, because I'm on the phone, and then he walks away. So I'm going to turn this way, but I'm not going to go too far out to keep my eye. So you'll see him from this direction. He's wearing orange. But anyway, so it was just nice. So then he was making fun of me because, you know, back in the day, so when you had like, well, when I had my first car, it was a cassette tape player. But then when they had CDs, girl, you couldn't tell me nothing. And so he was like, Mom, do you remember when you used to play out Fantasia? Do you remember Fantasia from American Idol? And then like a year or two later, she came out with an album. And like one of Beyonce's old songs, CDs. And he was like, Mom, you played them out so much. He goes, I was like 4 years old and knew every word from word. And I go, well, in my time, I was like, with my mom, she played Lionel Richie, like Whitney Houston, like all that type of stuff. I was like Phil Collins, like all that stuff. But my point is, it was such a great time to spend talking, socializing, because nowadays everybody's on their phone, or even at family time, if you're in the living room, everybody's on the phone. And this is what I was trying to tell Isaiah. Back in my time, there was no internet or nothing like that. So you talked, you played, you went outside. You couldn't wait till school was over because you got to play outside. And you did hopscotch and double dutch and, you know, tag, like all that, ride your bike. And that was the fun stuff, you know. That's the stuff, you know, that kids did. On the weekends, you'd hang at the mall. That's why, like, if you watched my abandoned mall video, I'll leave it down below if you haven't. I was like, it was so sad to see, because I remember on a Friday or a Saturday, I couldn't wait till my mom dropped me off the mall, because then I seen all the cute boys or boys I liked or hanging with your girlfriends, and it was fun, you know? It's just sad. But, well, I'm out of breath. I wish there was more of that, you know? And this is why I always say, show me my flowers when I'm here, right? I'm going to turn around. Because nowadays, like, you know, nobody picks up the phone anymore. They text. Or if they're upset with you or whatever, they text. Or they'll say, how you doing? How come nobody picks up the phone anymore? I mean, some, of course, do. You know, the older that we are, we're set in our ways. But, like, the younger generation doesn't do that, you know? They don't check on you, like actually go to your house to see if you're okay, you know? It's just so weird. And like I say, this is why we have to show kindness and different things, because life is so short. And I said to Isaiah, I said, now see how much fun we had? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, because you weren't on your phone. Of course, I was driving. I wasn't going to be on my phone. I was like, but we got to, you know, get to know each other a little bit better and have fun. And anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and how funny that was. Here I'm like, it's only 6 hours. You can do that. You can do it. It's just like school. And then when my husband says, well, I signed you up too, I'm like, what? That's 6 hours. And then, like I said, he was like, I told you so. Let me know, though, if you knew. And maybe every state's different. Do you do that when it's a green light and you're making a left turn and there's traffic coming on? Do you go past the, like, that line, like almost in the middle, so that way when you get a chance, you can make a left, or when it turns red, you know you're already out, you can turn. Let me know. Or is that just something maybe I was just ignorant about and just always did? And then also let me know in your state if you're allowed to pull over if you're making a right to go to the side of the road, you know, and, you know, or do you have to stay in that one lane? Let me know. I'm curious about that too. But yeah, I always say this is going to be a short and quick video, but it's always 20 minutes because I can talk. Like I said, I got to go food shopping and just get a few things. And then I got to go home and edit. I did a poll. If you guys want to see ColourPop or Sydney Grace mystery box, I think ColourPop was winning. So I got to get that done. Then I got to go home and edit. So this vlog is Monday. May not go up till Tuesday, because I don't like putting the vlogs up so close to when I put my regular videos up. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. And yeah, so I'm gonna say my goodbye. Well, I'll keep talking because I'm gonna go past this thing, so if he thinks I'm on the phone talking. So, you know, just talk for a few more minutes. I cannot get over how expensive food shopping, like food is. Okay, so I went in the beginning of the month and we spent a little over $600, okay? Now I'm going again and probably spend about $400 now. But I won't be able to get everything. I still have to get meat, so that'll be another $300-400. Like, to spend $1,200 to $1,500. And there is 5 of us and we're all adults. And like, but here's the thing, like my daughter, she's 22, so she goes out and eats. My son, when he goes out and eats, it's like, and my husband, when he has meetings, sometimes the business pays for the meetings. So it's not like I cook every single day. So it's like shocking. Like, I don't know how you guys do it, little ones, because you have to have their snacks and you have to have all that stuff. Like, I give you guys credit. It is crazy. It's like every time I can go to the grocery store just 2 weeks, I'm under that tunnel again. And 2 weeks later, like the prices are going up. I can't, I don't understand it. All right, I don't see him anymore, so. All right, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna walk to the car. I'll be vlogging almost every day now, so check out for our vlog. Let me get in the shade because I know it's hard to see me. I noticed in editing, it's like, Ann, I can't see you. I don't know if you can see me now or not. Let me go over here in the shade. I don't know if that's even any better. But yeah, so I'll be doing some travel vlogs and all that kind of stuff, and I'll be walking every day. And there's like, I want to start sharing some story times with you guys and stuff like that. So be expecting a vlog pretty much almost every day, especially to the end of the month. So if you don't get a notification, just check to see if there was a vlog that went up or not, you know? And I will leave my, I will leave my main channel, Just Ann, down below. If you're into beauty, you can check that out. And that's everything, guys. I don't even know if you guys, let me go over here, maybe the shade over here by this tree. Yeah, this is where I should have went. All right, guys, please like this video or dislike it. That helps me out too. Leave a comment, it helps out with engagement. I know I'm behind, but I will be catching up definitely tonight. And yeah, that's everything, guys. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy. And most importantly, always stay you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.